Okay. Good morning, gamers, and we're back on Void Breaker. And welcome to my random talk. That's not so random, right? And I'm not covering any Twitch news as of right now. I mean, nothing really to report on for the Twitch news. Plus, Twitch news is getting a little bit more, I think, ridiculous as time goes on for the most part. But we'll see what we can do right here. Right now, this is a setup using the marksman rifle. We have some unlocks on the inventory here. We got kinetic slide, when you do more damage while you're sliding. Grenades obviously help out with stunning. We have this is probably the most broken item in the game. Temporarily increased damage after receiving damage. 50% overall. And with this marksman rifle, absolutely shreds. Do we have a spot for this? Kind of a waste, right? Freezing mods, any mods that's really there with debris, destroying debris, does some sort of like freeze or AoE is really helpful. Radiant Sphere, it's not really that big of a deal. Some increased damage mods, additional magazine, or the last shot in the magazine does additional damage. Optic mod, if you really need it, not really. And then increased damage after dashing. So we pretty much have like all around damaging, and then extra damage to staggered enemies, which is pretty much cracked, right? So let's see. We'll get through probably this last boss. To be honest, they introduced the SMG, which I'm not exactly sure how to get. To be honest, I'm not sure if I have to go through like this iteration, like 5 times or something. I don't know. Didn't really tell me. Usually how it goes is that there's a there you go. Usually there's some sort of like purchase you can do within the menu. I don't think they actually added the SMG in. I think it's just something that's gonna happen, right? Eventually. So hopefully I'm waiting for the SMG to pretty much drop. I absolutely hate snipers in this game. Like I really do. Like that's kind of the reason why I hate snipers, right? But that's why the increased damage mod after I take damage is so useful, right? Do massive amount of damage, and I'll show you on the bosses. The bosses, it's like it shreds 2 bosses immediately. But there's some other games I probably would think of playing eventually. Deal damage with the consecutive shots, sure. Right. I've been playing some Nine Kings. Probably gonna get into that. Probably gonna start doing like tower defense a lot more, to be honest. Marvel Rivals has a winter update coming soon. If you don't know, Penny Parker's getting a skin and Daredevil's getting a skin, right? So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting when it drops, right? Right now there is who did they add recently? Gambit. It's Gambit and Rogue. They added Rogue recently to Marvel Rivals, which is Rogue. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if you play Marvel Rivals and you play Rogue is definitely gonna get nerfed immediately. Not gonna lie. They're eventually gonna have Deadpool. If you don't know, they had released the Deadpool trailer, and Deadpool is in the game currently. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. Deadpool is not in the game currently, but I mean, there's like an icon for him in the game. It's pretty much locked. I think he dropped somewhere on like January 16th or something like that. Also, the Marvel Rivals Ignite series should be starting up. I think it probably starts up tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. See, that's why the damage taken thing is so cracked. Look at that. There's always damage. Straight damage. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I still hate these. I hate these things so much. These snipers. Okay, wait. I want to check something. Does this? Where's that? Does this reduce my damage? No, it doesn't. They literally just. It just, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Snipers are so fucking annoying. Snipers are one of the most annoying things in the game. Animes. Yeah, well, actually, let me go back to Marvel Rivals. Yeah, Marvel Rivals. Major updates, major changes. I still think their rank system kind of sucks for the most part. I think everyone kind of agrees with that, right? It's just I don't know how to explain that anymore. All right, like really ranked in a lot of games don't even matter. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, it's like more so bragging rights. It's not like I mean, maybe you can become like a pro player through it, right? But it's not like it's like Face It, you know, and CS, right? Like Face It and CS, you literally can go straight into pro through Face It immediately, right? Ah, projectiles will create a small explosion. Is this a weapon mod? Is this something I have to equip in my inventory? Let me see. No, it's not. So, hold on. Okay, yeah, it's like does it break surfaces? It does. Can we get a repeater on it? Oh, that's not the repeater. No, which one is the repeater? I thought I had I don't have a repeater. What the heck? I thought this was a repeater. I didn't think that was just an unlock. That kinda is a tad bit annoying. Every 0.8 seconds, so maybe it's not that bad. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Rank doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. It's kind of just there for bragging rights. I don't know. A lot of people need to kind of realize that. But that doesn't really mean that you need to, you know, that doesn't really mean you need to start throwing in the games. I think a lot of people throw in games when they, you know, they don't get what they want, pretty much. And that's pretty much been a issue in games forever. Other games I'm thinking about playing is probably gonna be PUBG. Not gonna lie. And it's kind of funny because people are like, well, PUBG's not that popular, but PUBG's actually extremely popular. Just not in the West anymore. Not as like they are in. Can I get damaged? Okay, there we go. Not not in the West. They're mainly big in the East. That's another game probably think you're playing. But Marvel Rivals, yeah. I mean, if you tune into my streams, you know, on Kick or Twitch, you know, KenBoGMG, you'll see that I play a lot of Marvel Rivals with my friends. But let me tell you, I have to keep them muted. They're kind of how do I explain it? they're kind of a risk for me to play with half the time because of the things they say is probably not the best things you want to hear all the time. This is nice. I don't know if I'm gonna do iteration, right? Iteration. I have yet to start to do kind of the negative modifiers. I think it would be kind of cool to do negative modifiers. I don't really know, but let's see how close we are to the end of this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, we did not see that, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's get straight into it. Boop. Do. Actually, oh my god. Okay. Right, but I'm not trying to die. You know, it's nice to take damage and do more damage. Let's see. Oh my god, I'm actually about to die. Oh. Oh my god, am I actually gonna die here because of the fact that it's just... Let me see this. I absolutely hate these shields or the healing bots. Why is he not dead? Why is he... Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god. It's so annoying to deal with this. Okay. Okay, hold on. I may have to lock in a second because they are being extremely annoying with how these AIs are wanting to play right now. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I've been playing Where Winds Meet also, which is pretty fire. Boop. There we go. Alright. Yeah, Where Winds Meet is pretty fire. But yeah, I'm probably gonna come and play some tower defense games for the most part. See what's going on with those. I've been... As much as I like multiplayer games, they just become extremely toxic within a very short period of time. Like Arc Raiders. I've been talking about Arc Raiders for a minute. Increases duration that elemental affliction would be applied to an enemy. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, wow, this is all kinda ass. But Arc Raiders is like, I like Arc Raiders, but I do think, you know, extraction looter shooters what kind of kills games like that is definitely the PvP. I think Arc Raiders PvP still needs to be, you know, balanced and right, like the Bobcat feels like it sucks despite being like a level 4 purple weapon, right? because the Stitcher is pretty much just better. The basic Stitcher just better than the Bobcat, which is kind of concerning for a lot of people, right? It is. It's concerning for a lot of people that like ooh, that like basic weapons in the game are just really good because it's like you understand it for like Battlefield's sake, right? Like Battlefield is you don't want to put all the best weapons on high levels, but for Arc Raiders, you kind of want to feel like, okay, I get a purple weapon. I want to feel like this thing, is cracked, right? Like that's kind of the ideal, really. Can I hit the shot? That is the ideal, I believe. Now, I was looking through my Steam library and I noticed that I also did have Horizon Forbidden West, which I remember a long time ago I said I was going to play it. Not on any video specifically. Like like that right there is annoying. Like holy brother. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, yeah. Horizon Forbidden West on my playlist to play. Right. So that'll be pretty neat to play. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, get this healing piece of shit out of here. Thank you. That's crazy that both AIs decided to try to kill me right there. Or attack me right there. So I'm probably gonna eventually start playing that, see what's going on. I mean, like I'm not the biggest conversation person when it comes to games. I kind of just, like I said, random talk to talk about random shit. Oh my god, this is what we needed. Right? This is what we needed. But once I beat this final boss, I probably will end the video here to be honest. It's been going on for like almost 20 minutes now of me just fucking rambling about random shit that probably no one gives a fuck about. But isn't that the point of these random talks, right? Um. Oh, Clear Obscure 33. That is also on my playlist to play. Now that's not because of the streamer award. I mean not streamer game awards, right? E33 awards, right? As some people would like to call it, right? That's because of the fact that like it's been on my playlist for a while, and I wanted to get into more indie games more often. Oh my god, can we like How did you slam me from that far away? Oh my god. Yeah, the E33 awards, as some people would like to call it, is yeah, the game is an indie game. That's kind of just what they want to talk about is being having publishers back it and or publishers invest into it with $30 million and all of this other stuff. It is an indie game. It is made independently, right? That's kind of how the category works. It's not really partially refill current weapon magazine after killing a staggered enemy. I didn't really want that, but I have it now. Do we already have this? We don't really have this already. I don't even remember how to use my abilities in this game, which is the funny part. So I'm gonna try to maybe start doing that soon. Not gonna lie, I've seen some new games that are supposed to come out, right? So I'm excited for those. Do we even need to showcase this? For okay, why not? Right, make the video longer. Why not? Um, but let's see. Let's see if we can get damage one time. You see what I mean by like. Oh, brother. Okay, hold on. What is scattering my bullets like this? Oh, brother. Hold on. Why is it on mini rocket? See, that's the thing. I don't really know how sometimes. Like, I can get damage right there. Okay, hold on. Let me try to get some health back. Get damage right there. Alright, now you kind of see it, right? Over 1,000 damage. Pretty much. Can we still stagger him? No. Animes. Been watching some new animes. There's something called like Ninja versus Gakuda. That's been interesting for the most part. Oh my god. We need a major stagger right now. We need a major stagger. Stagger. There we go. Alright. Yeah. This mod is cracked. If you ever get this mod, like really, if you ever get this mod in the game, I highly suggest just abusing it. Is it destroying that platform? Oh, it's destroying that platform. So that anime's been pretty cool. I think it's a pretty interesting one. Not gonna lie. It's not, you know. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves with it, right? Alright. Is that dead? Yeah, it is. Oop. Yo, they still need to fix this about this game. Let's do this real quick. Hold on. Should I go through another iteration? Nah, I'll come back to it later, right? Alright, I'll show you what I mean by there's an SMG in this game that I don't know how to really get. I feel like I maybe have to play the game on a higher difficulty. Let's see. Right here, SMG locked, right? Usually how it works is that there is. Do we have any sort of. I didn't even notice these. Okay, so I guess me doing an iteration will help me unlock these looks. Comes equipped with a fire shot projectile mod. Wait, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing these iterations. Interesting. You can pretty much do all of this right here. I'm assuming the SMGs now, considering they don't have one for the SMG. I'm not gonna lie, that's free fire. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Research. There was a way to find more schematics. I feel like I have to play the harder difficulties. But as you see here, there's a shotgun iteration. There's a shotgun there. Marksman rifle is there, right? And then obviously we have this other section, right? Let's see. And the SMG is not here. I feel like I have to check the patch notes to see if the SMG was actually added, or is that just, you know, a placeholder when they actually added an SMG. But for now, there's nothing to fucking do. Right? And then, ooh, here's some chaos difficulties, right? I can do that. Enemies drop no currency. I can do that. Increase enemy aggression. I can do that. I mean, do I really price drops? Not really. I feel like anomalies provide no additional reward. Now that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Decreases luck. Most of the items are really good. I'm not really that high. Increased chance for Apex enemy variant to. Yeah, we could do that. Increased chance for elite enemy variant to spawn. Maybe we can do that. Repeaters will not exceed a maximum 2 executions. That's kind of stupid. All right. All right. Yeah, we'll do that the next time we come through. And let's see, should we? The only reason I don't buy the munitions argument because I don't want to use it that much. Maybe we can do that. We can do that, obviously. And then there's some other game I want to play was Sever Steel, but alright. Dollar y'all. I'll see y'all in the next morning, and I love you. Goodbye.